good evening, baseball fans. Welcome inside Hastings Stadium here in beautiful Guelph, Ontario. This is Guelph Royals TV, the Battle of Highway 7. The final time during the regular season these two teams will meet. Guelph has won 4 of 5 over the visiting Kitchener Panthers this season, including a pair of victories in just the last week. A 7-6 win in Kitchener on August 1st. That came in 10 innings. A 5-2 win for the Royals here at Hastings just a couple of nights later. Jordan Carthy exchanging the scorecards with Dino Ramel, the field manager for the Guelph Royals. My name is Mark Perry. I'll be taking you through tonight's contest. Guelph 21-13 on the year. Kitchener 11-23. Both teams in quite the battle in their spots in the IBL standings. London and Guelph tied with that 21-13 record. The Kitchener Panthers, well, they are a game and a half ahead of Brantford for the final playoff spot and a game back of the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to take a quick break because we got the anthems here at Hastings. Stay with us. All right, we are set for some baseball on this Wednesday night. Glad you can join us here at Hastings Stadium on Guelph Royals TV. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Kitchener Panthers. They will start off with Blake Jacklin, Jet Jarvis, and the IBL Player of the Month, Raul Gonzalez, in the third spot. They have a hefty lineup here in Guelph tonight, making the trip up Highway 7. Nick Parsons, Simon Grinberg, Junior Ibarra, AJ Carosis comes in as the second baseman. Ryan Burnside will DH. Nolan Misa over at first. And for fans that are watching from Kitchener, just a heads up, when you are watching your Panthers here tonight, you're going to notice the numbers aren't exactly what you're used to in Kitchener. A number of different jerseys, well, just unavailable for this evening, so a few players have had to put on some different threads here tonight for the Panthers, including Blake Jacklin, who's usually in the lineup wearing number 45. He's wearing number 10 this evening. There are a few that have their jerseys ready to go, but unfortunately, circumstances happen, and we are in the spot we are in right now as the starting defense for the Guelph Royals is being introduced. It'll be Ashton Patterson, J.D. Williams, and Andy Leader from left to right. In the infield, Mark Nellis and Keon Maseni, the two junior call-ups, working on the left side of the diamond from third base and short, respectively. Garrett Takamatsu is at second, and Josh Garten is over in his usual spot at first base. And Franklin Torres is in behind the dish to catch Evan Grills. Grills coming back into the lineup here this evening. He is a Big man. He's got a big arm as well, making his 4th start of the season, his first appearance since July 9th. He's been away for a few weeks, but in that last start, did pretty well for himself. It was against the Welland Jackfish. It came in a 3-0 defeat. 8 1/3 he went, faced 36 batters in that one. Gave up 3 runs on 8 hits. Walked 3 in that affair. And that one there, he went 127 pitches, 85 for strikes. Go back to that game against Brantford on June 18th. Oh, he was on. Another 8-inning game. Struck out 13 as part of that victory. Kitchener coming off that 8-5 victory over the Welland Jackfish on Sunday afternoon. Pedro de los Santos went 8 strong in that one for them. 4 home runs in the 3rd inning ended up being the catalyst for the offense for the Panthers in that one, including back-to-back jacks. As Raul Gonzalez, Nick Parsons, and Eric Martin all went yard back-to-back to put the Panthers up and really put them up for good. And we'll start things off here with Blake Jacklin wearing number 10 here this evening. Looking to get on base, he's been having a little bit of trouble as of late. He has struck out in 6 straight ball games. He has struck out 5 times in the home, and he struck out 5 times rather in the home and home with Guelph last week. Grills will get set. The delivery, and that's going to be put into grab there by Takamatsu. It was a slow ball, and Blake Jacklin will get on board with an infield single. But I should mention, too, as while Jacklin has struck out 5 times in that home and home, you'll look back at that one game that he had here at Hastings Stadium on the 3rd of August. It was a home run off the first pitch of the ball game. That's going to go in for a strike. So runner on first here for Jet Jarvis, wearing his usual number 23. Throw over to first, and Jacklin will get in there in time, and that's something they're going to have to keep an eye on with the lefty on the mound. Has that ability to get that eye over at first. Doesn't have his back to first base. The 0-1, pulling back there. And that's going to go off of Torres. And rounding second base is Jacklin. He was thinking about going to third. And now the umpires are going to come and have a bit of a conference here. And what's this discussion about? They're saying it hit Jarvis on the way through, perhaps. If only I can read lips, but the result is Jacklin makes it over to second base. Call it a pass ball for now, as Torres seemed to be the one at fault there. The delivery to the plate, and that one's going to miss downstairs. So Jacklin remains on second base, runner in scoring position here for the Panthers. It's a 2-1 count here on Jarvis. The delivery well inside. Chris Walters calling the balls and strikes tonight as the home plate umpire. Nick Leffler is over at first. Mike Kinnear working third here this eve. 3 balls, 1 strike on Jarvis. Hitting .277 on the year. That one's a slow roller through the infield, but it looks like it went off of him. So a foul ball, and Jacqueline will have to go back. Jarvis will have to go back into the box with a full count. Jarvis, as mentioned, hitting .278 on the season. Hits in 3 of his last 4. The delivery, swing and a miss. Jarvis goes down swinging, 1 away. This will bring up the player of the month, Raul Gonzalez. Hit .385 in the month of July, 4 homers, 20 RBI. So not necessarily having to go deep all the time, had a share of homers, but in those 12 games, it's a home run every 3 games as Grill steps off to get Jacqueline back over to second. A 1.181 OPS. The delivery to the plate is going to go across for strike 1. Hits in 9 straight ball games is Gonzalez. Had a Player of the Week honor on top of his monthly honor in the month of July. He has really turned it on late. And that's going to paint the outside for strike 2. Gonzalez will get set in here. He's one of the league leaders in average now. Delivery, that one's going to get over to Nellis. Throw over to first and in time, so Gonzalez goes down on the 5-3. Hard hit ball, but good job by Nellis to scoop it up. And that'll bring up Nick Parsons. Parsons had an 18-game hitting streak snapped against Guelph on the 1st of the month. Had a rough outing. Ended up getting a at-bat late in that ball game. Had a chance. But he ended up getting retired. Throw over to third, sliding in, and he's out. We'll go to break as the Panthers can't score despite getting the leadoff runner aboard. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Guelph Royals. Leading off, the former Panther, Andy Leader. Led things off in the game last night against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Went 0 for 5 in that contest. Did reach on a fielder's choice and came around to score in that final frame. J.D. Williams, Franklin Torres, Garrett Takamatsu. 1 through 4, Josh Garton, Keon Masseni, Mark Nellis, Ethan Hammond, and Ashton Patterson. Rounding out 1 through 9, taking on Yankiel Morris, making his second career IBL appearance. His first one came against these same Royals back at Jack Couch on the 1st of August, and there's a strike. Went 5 innings in that one. Gave up 3 runs off of 6 hits, struck out 5, and that one skied high into right center. All the way back, and Jarvis will make the catch.
Okay, Royal City, let's turn it up. Your center fielder,
So the one out here for J.D. Williams. And Williams, among the league leaders in the IBL, of .350 average, is 4th in the league. And when it comes to walks, he's been pretty patient as well. He's in the top 10 when it comes to walks among qualifying hitters this year. Has hits in 4 straight outings. 7 of his last 8, he's gotten a hit. There's a strike, strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Swings just over top the baseball there. That'll go upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on JD. Went 1 for 3 last night against Chatham-Kent. Walked twice. Hit a single in the 8th. That'll be skied and put foul. And what's notable about the differences between these two teams, you look at the Kitchener Panthers hitting just 199 against the Royals this year. Guelph hitting 283 against the Panthers. The 1-2 high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And what's notable is the differences between the balls and strikes, as that's going to be put into play. And getting over to make the catch. No, Jarvis drops it. Over to second base goes JD. And the Royals have one in scoring position. Call that an E9 on Jet Jarvis. And JD gets on board here in the first. A big hit for Williams. Guelph hitting .300 on the year with a runner in scoring position, 9 home runs. And Franklin Torres has done quite well as a member of the Guelph Royals. And Keel looks back. That one's going to go right across for strike 1. Torres hitting .333 on the season. In his 11th game of the year. That one goes high and upstairs. Looks like everything's all right with him. Had a little bit of an incident at second base in last night's game. Got crossed up with a runner going into second base. He was the second baseman. The 1-1 fouled off, and woo, fans had to duck for cover there. Sitting along the benches just beside the Panthers dugout. Number of fans down there. I think you can count on the Highway 7 rivalry. You get a lot of fans here. Chopper grabbed there by Gonzalez. He'll hold on to it, get it over to first, and in time. JD will advance to third, but Torres retired on the 6-3. And with 2 out, Garrett Takamatsu will come to the dish. 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. Hit a single in the 9th. Kept things rolling. He was actually the winning run standing on first with just 1 out for the Royals, but just couldn't close it out against the Barnstormers. Swing and a miss inside. Your defense for the Kitchener Panthers: Simon Grinberg, Blake Jacklin, and Jet Jarvis from left to right in the outfield. Nick Parsons on third. Gonzalez, the shortstop. AJ Carosis is at second, and Nolan Meese is at first. Junior Ibarra is in behind the dish. And that one just missing outside. Ibarra tried to frame that one. Ibarra notably missing the home and home against the Royals, serving a 2-game suspension for an incident involving an umpire in a game against Welland a couple Sundays ago. The delivery, and Garrett gets a piece of it. Tack hitting .271 on the year. His 28th game for the Royals. One thing that was talked about, we were asking, what's his health look like? What's his status going to be going into the season? Well, Dino said to me, he's good to go. He's going to be right off the hop, and he's been playing in a number of contests. That one's well upstairs, and he has looked good when he is in the lineup. That is for sure. He's worked a number of different positions, primarily the infield, of course. The 2-2, chopper. Gonzalez gets it on the hop, over to first, and in time. They'll strand JD, and we are scoreless through 1 here at Hastings Stadium. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. Nick Parsons will step back into the batter's box. Was in the box when Blake Jacklin was caught stealing third, and that's one of those ones where the Panthers want to kind of forget about that one. You never want to be the first or third out over at third, as that one's popped up. In behind and out of play. Out-of-town scoreboard, it's one of 2 games happening in the IBL this evening, including the one here. A Hayden Jaco RBI single gives the Baycats a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first at Christie Pitts in Toronto. And that one's going to be lined into left field. Parsons will get on with the base hits. A conservative number of pitches from Evan Grills in the first. Only 11 pitches to get through it. 7 of them going for strikes. Parsons, good piece of hitting there as he looks to try to ramp up another hitting streak. Make it hits in 20 of his last 21 ball games if you're doing the math. Throw over to first, not in time. And again, another thing to watch out for with Evan being the lefty. Can't really get as much of a lead as you would normally want to against a right-handed pitcher. A little breezy moving in to the field. 1 ball, no strikes here on Simon Grinberg, working left field tonight. That one skied high, and it'll go out of play. Grinberg hitting .254 on the year. Trio of home runs, pair of doubles to his credit. Got that power you like to have deeper in the lineup. That one's going to go inside but paint the edge for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Grinberg. Been more in and out of the lineup lately. The runner's going to go, throw over to second, and Parsons was dead to rights there. He'll be caught stealing easily on the 1-3-4, and there's one away here in the first. And again, it's that approach, facing a lefty pitcher as a base hit. For Simon Grinberg, he'll get on, placing it into right field. They'll bring Junior Ibarra to the plate. Yeah, Nick Parsons did not have a chance to get over to second base. He was sliding in, and the baseball was already there, ready and waiting. No balls, 1 strikes here on Junior. Ibarra hitting .272 on the season. Throw back over to first, not in time. And Grills is a pitcher you don't want to take a chance on, a guy that he's got that pro experience, plenty of years playing in the minor leagues, as that's popped up into right field. And Andy Leader will make a catch camping under it.
Second baseman, number 9, A.J. Carosis.
So 2 away for A.J. Carosis, the second baseman. Spent a lot of years in the junior ranks, wearing number 9, usually wears number 11. That trademark baby blue bat as he takes one inside. As mentioned, Grills with that pro experience. Drafted in the 10th round in 2010 by the Houston Astros. Slide into first, not in time. A little bit older as well, 32 years of age. So that'll be fouled off to the left side. Of course, getting drafted in 2010, this was after a year with the Oshawa Dodgers. Played for the Dodgers in the IBL in 2009. So that'll be fouled off. Was just 16 years of age back then, only started in 3 games. But again, if you're getting a start as a 16-year-old in this league, you got a bit of talent. Trying to mold you to be one of the better pitchers in the world. Is that strike 3? Pair of Ks for Grills as we will go to break. We remain scoreless here at Hastings as we head to the bottom of the second. This is Guelph Royals TV.
You looking for a hero? Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
number 15.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Josh Garton getting announced here at Hastings Stadium. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth as Garton, the veteran of 10 IBL seasons, getting ready to take on Yankiel Morris. 18 pitches to get out of the first. Don't miss upstairs. That's thanks to a couple of lengthy at-bats in the first inning. The delivery, that one's going to paint in for strike number one. But Yankiel's been throwing strikes. 18 pitches coming into this inning, 12 of them going for strikes. That one's going to get by Morris and into center field. Garton gets on with a base hit. Thinking about second there momentarily, but Jacqueline gets to the ball in time. And this will bring on Keon Masseni. Came in as a pinch runner in the 6th yesterday. And then with his only official at-bat of the ball game, hits a single in the 8th. Call up from the Mississauga Tigers. The delivery to the plate. That one's going to go across for a strike. One of two juniors in the lineup tonight, Masseni and Mark Nellis, both of them from the Missy Tigers. Part of that 22U program. Chopper grabbed there by Misa. Over to second, over to first, and in time. A 3-5-1 double play, and they erase the hit from Garton. And just a good grab there by Nolan Misa. Was calm enough with it to get it over. And that one's going to miss just outside for ball one. My apologies. It was a 3-6-1 double play. That'll just miss at the knees. The delivery, and that's going to hit Masseni on the back. He'll take first. By the way, Masseni hitting .229 on the year, despite being a call-up, appearing in his 15th game of the season.
The designated hitter, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
And how about this, Ethan Hammond? He's been a guy you've been having deep in the lineup for the Guelph Royals as of late. Was the number 9 hitter yesterday. Hits in 5 straight ball games, 9 of 10 overall. But is prone to those Ks. He has struck out in 6 straight ball games. Take strike one there. Throw over to first, not in time. Hammond hitting .305 on the season. 18 for 59. The delivery to the play just missing. Junior cut basically to the line on the inside edge of the other batter's box. Still tried to pull it in. The 1-1 ran across for a strike. Could see that one from here. Hammond with 8 RBI on the season. And think about this hitting streak. Rather, it is 5 games on this hitting streak run. Had a 2-for-3 outing on the 3rd of August. Oh, just misses outside for ball 2. Morris getting the sign. The delivery, Chopper, grabbed there by Parsons over to first and in time. We're through 2 here at Hastings. We remain zip as we head to break. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth, live at Hastings Stadium on this Wednesday night. Ryan Burnside steps in here for the Kitchener Panthers. Batting .232 on the season. That one goes right across, painting a little bit more to the outside for strike one. Burnside has done quite a few things as a member of the Panthers this year. He has worked a few behind the dish. He's been an infielder. He's been an outfielder. He's working DH tonight. Talk about that 5-tool player. Chopper goes off of his foot. Has also pitched this season. Pitched an inning in Barrie on July 11th. Two for 8 against the Royals in the last 2 games as he chops at that one. Now, he has been in and out of the lineup, mind you, so factor that in, but hits in 6 straight games, dating back to July 11th in Barrie. Grills gets the sign. The delivery, Chopper, grabbed there by Garten. He'll get over to the bag and call that a 3 unassisted on Burnside.
First baseman number 2, Nolan Misa.
This will bring up Nolan Misa. Underrated power from Nolan Misa. Did quite well for himself on the OUA loop with the Waterloo Warriors. Hit .349 with the Warriors this past fall. As the Warriors made it to the OUA Championship Final, only to lose to Toronto. The 1-0, that one goes on the outside edge for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Misa. Bats right-handed. He catches with the right hand as well. He is a lefty thrower. That's kept in the infield. Who's covering first? Over to first base, and Misa's going to get there.
Center fielder number 10, Blake Jacqueline.
So Misa will get on to first base. Nobody covering the bag, and a little bit of miscommunication there by the Royals. And there's a runner on board. Back to the top of the order we go for Blake Jacqueline. I don't know what you call that one. We'll just call it a single, folks. So an infield hit for Misa. Drop down the bunt. Oh, it just went foul. Jacqueline's done that quite a bit. He's made a career out of it here in the IBL, just dropping that bunt down the line. He and Jarvis quite attuned in the bunting game. It's all about direction and keeping that ball down, getting it down the line, and just sprinting your heart out down the line. Back over to first, and Misa. Oh, he was close to being out there. Had a bit of a stutter step going back to the bag. You're not going to be seeing too many leads from the Panthers over at first base. Grills has been keeping an eye on those runners over at first. Kitchener 37 for 50 on stolen bags this season coming into tonight. Jacqueline 1 for 1 with a single. He'll foul that one off in the foul territory and out of play. Jacqueline, the St. Jacobs native, transferred to East Tennessee State University, played at East Tennessee State this past fall and spring for the first time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, over to first, and Misa's back in. And it's a good eye on Misa. Known for those stolen bases in the OUA, 10 for 11 with the Warriors this year. The runner's going to go, chopper in the infield. And that is going to be nobody going over to first base. Garten came off of first. Looked like he was going to field it, didn't. Grills didn't get over to first. And Blake Jacqueline will get on board. The runner went on the pitch. So Misa is able to trot over to second easily. So a pair of infield hits here for the Panthers. Unless you charge an error to one of those three, and Jarvis had to get out of the way there. So it is going to be called a single. So runners on first and second with just the one out here for the Panthers. Jarvis struck out back in the first. The delivery, that one's going to get over the head and into the outfield. Misa circling around third. He's going to try for home. Play at the plate, no. Misa slides in, and the Panthers take a 1-0 lead. An RBI single for Jet Jarvis opens the scoring here in Guelph.
Shortstop number 85, Raul Gonzalez.
Here comes Raul Gonzalez. And looks like there's going to be a conversation had. Dino Ramel will come out to the mound and have a chat with his starting pitcher. And everybody's getting in on this conversation as well. And I think that's just more the respect of the batter that you're facing. Gonzalez in his second year in the IBL has already eclipsed the century mark when it comes to hits. 94 career RBI. He's got 37 of them this season. But again, the conversation is going to be A, how do you approach Gonzalez? And B, how much attention do you pay on the two base runners? Both Jacqueline and Jarvis have speed. So there is a potential for a double steal. And that'll miss upstairs. Gonzalez of note. 3 for 9 against the Royals in the home and home. And that's going to be laced into left field. Throw to home, not in time, and coming around to score is Jacqueline. The hit streak continues for Gonzalez, make it 10 straight, and the Panthers have a 2-0 lead.
Third baseman, number 88, Nick Parsons.
4 straight singles for the Panthers. First 2 in the infield, the last 2 laced into the outfield. And that'll bring up Nick Parsons, who had a single of his own back in the second. Runners on first and second, Jarvis on second, Gonzalez on first. The delivery, and that's going to be a strike as Parsons can't believe it. He's going to have to laugh this one off. Tried to get out of the way there, but if that's a strike, then it seems like Parsons might be crowding the plate a bit. And that'll miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parsons has that home run power. 9 homers on the year. And missing inside again. Trying to get Parsons off the plate, it seems. The delivery from Grills. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here on Parsons, product of the University of St. Francis, will foul that one off. Into the Panthers training area. Still a couple of fans over on that right side. The delivery, and holds off on that one. It bounces off of Torres, and that'll allow the runners to advance. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Parsons. A pair of runners in scoring position now. Whether you want to call that a pass ball or a wild pitch, either way, both runners did advance. You might want to say 50-50 on that one. Good delivery from Grills. Torres tried to get a handle on it. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Parsons goes down on the K. The 3rd strikeout of the game for Evan Grills, and that'll bring up Simon Grinberg. So for those scoring at home, we are going to call that a wild pitch charged, allowing the 2 runners to advance. Grinberg with a single in the second. Holds off, or did he? Appeal over to the third base umpire. I'm going to say he didn't go around. Burnside retired on the 3U to begin the 3rd, but 4 straight singles have allowed a pair of runners to come across. Panthers 2, Royals no score. Here in the top half of the 3rd, Panthers looking to add to the lead. And that one misses at the knees. Grinberg hitting .254 on the season. That one misses inside. Into a hitter's count here. It's a 3-0 count. Grinberg spending his spring of 2024 as a member of the Kaiser Seahawks in the NAIA. Has home run power. He's a second-team All-Star in the All-Sun Conference. That one's going to go across for a strike. Into his 3rd year in the IBL, just 22 years of age. He'll be 23 on September 25th. Skied high, deep center. J.D. Williams will get behind it. He'll make the catch just in front of the warning track, and that will do it. But the Panthers get a couple across. And Kitchener takes a 2-0 lead on the road as we head to the bottom of the third. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. We head to the bottom of the third. The Royals trail by 2 against the Kitchener Panthers. Guelph will send Ashton Patterson, Andy Leader, and J.D. Williams to the mound, to the batter's box here. Yankiel Morris with the delivery inside. Heading to the bottom of the third in Toronto, it's a 1-1 score. Barrie and the Maple Leafs. That's going to go across for a strike. That game has some significance in the standings, especially for these two teams, maybe more for one than the other. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Patterson. The delivery underneath the knees. Yankiel Morris pitching to Junior Ibarra as that'll be fouled off. These two are battery mates back in their homeland in Cuba, playing for Sancti Spiritus. So although this is the second career IBL start for Yankiel Morris, that one's upstairs. In his first start, Junior was on suspension, so wasn't able to get into that game. So it's the first time these two players have been in the box as battery mates in a competitive game in quite some time. And a walk is going to be issued to Ashton Patterson. We turn it back over to Andy Leader here in the bottom of the inning. Grab there by Parsons. Over to second, over to first, not in time. Leader gets on board. They race Patterson over at second base. Good throw by Parsons to get it over to Carosis. Mark that as a 5-4 putouts. Andy reaches on the fielder's choice, and here comes J.D. Williams. Reached and later came around to third. The delivery, and that's going to go across as a strike. The official scorekeeper has given him a double in the first. A 0-1. That one missing at the knees. 1-1. So Williams does technically have a hit, although that could be revisited at some point. As it was a ball that was laced into right field, and Jarvis, well, he got a glove on it, but he just couldn't make the catch. That's going to be fouled off. JD was the final out last night. Got underneath the baseball. It went out to right field, and the catch was made to end the game. Spencer Moray getting the glove on it. But what a valiant effort by the Guelph Royals against the Barnstormers. Just couldn't close it out. Upstairs. 2-2. Snapped that 4-game winning streak. Pair of wins over Kitchener. Beat Toronto 6-1 last Sunday. And that's going to miss at the knees again. Full count here on JD. Fans getting a bit excited here. Might get some dueling chants here tonight. Number of Panthers fans have made the trip down. Morris, the delivery, and JD stretched for that one, but it's going to go well out of play. JD does technically lead the team with a .350 average, although Blake Simpson has only made it into 8 ball games. He's not in the lineup tonight, hitting .531. The 3-2 to Williams. Chopper grabbed there by Carosis. He tags the bag and gets leader. A bang play at second, but the force out is made. And JD gets on board with the fielder's choice. And this will bring up Franklin Torres. Each of the 3 batters have been able to get on base so far in this inning, but Panthers doing a good job at rebounding and getting those force outs much needed over at second. Franklin Torres steps in. That one misses inside. Torres grounding out on the 6-3 back in the first. Morris, the delivery, and Torres had to get out of the way. Into his 11th game, as mentioned before, a .333 average. Torres, former member of the LA Angels organization. That one misses inside. He's got bat-to-ball skills, has some defensive versatility. Definitely was on display last night, working in the infield. The 3-0, and that'll go across for a strike. Williams over at first base. He is a stolen base threat. Something that Morris is going to have to keep an eye on here. Holds off, and time is called. It's going to be strike number 2. JD 10 for 11 on stolen bases, by the way. But Torres has got some power. He's got a homer in this ballpark, which is not an easy thing to do. That one misses on the outside, and ball 4 is issued. Torres will reach.
Second baseman, number 4, Garrett Takamatsu.
So as mentioned before, the other game in the IBL, Toronto and Barrie, does have significance to the IBL standings with these two teams included in that conversation. As mentioned before, Kitchener, a game back of Toronto for 7th in the league. A win by Kitchener tonight and a loss by Toronto would tie them in the standings when it comes to that winning percentage, games behind. Kitchener has played 2 less games, so having those 2 games in hand will be big. But as they say, if you don't win them, games in hand mean nothing. Strike 1 on Garrett Takamatsu. Hit into a 6-3 ground out in the first. For the Guelph Royals, tied with London for 3rd. A 21-13 record as that's laced into left field. And it'll get down. Takamatsu will get with a single. Circling around the bases. 1 comes in to score. 2 will come in to score. And with 1 swing of the bat and a 2-run double for Garrett Takamatsu, we are tied at 2.
Crank it up for the first baseman, number 15, Josh Garten.
Takamatsu got all of that one. It was a hanging ball that he saw and took it into left center. There was no chance for Grinberg to get to it. Leafs have now taken a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 3rd, so not good news if you're a Panthers fan. Swing and a miss. Because if you think about it, too, that's a difference between playing the Welland Jackfish and the Barrie Baycats potentially in that first round. Garten hit a single in the second. That one's inside. Garten gets out of the way. The 10-year veteran, the Volunteer State Community College alum. The 1-1, just at the knees, just missing. Junior was trying to frame that one just above, but didn't miss by much. Garten has that conversation with Walters just to see. Swing, and he got a piece of it. And I'm liking the location here. The changing of the location from Yankiel Morris. Although working a little bit more in on Garten on this at-bat. He and Ibarra have drawn up a number of different situations as that's going to be fouled off. And, you know, for the Maple Leafs, maybe it's good if Kitchener catches them in the standings, considering the Leafs have lost 11 straight to Barrie, according to one that we got here on the chat. Fill up that chat. We'd love to hear from you. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. They'll strand a base runner, but we are tied at dose here at Hastings Stadium. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Junior Ibarra will step in here for the Kitchener Panthers. It'll be Ibarra, Carosis, and Ryan Burnside due up. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth at Hastings. Glad you can join us. Junior gets set in on the 1-0. Chopper stays in the infield. That one skips over the glove of Nellis and into the outfield.
Second baseman, number 9, A.J. Carosis.
So Junior gets on. And that might have been just a stumbling play over on the left side. Might call it an E5, but Junior will get on board. A.J. Carosis now in the box. Takes for strike one. Carosis struck out swinging in the second. Panthers put 2 on the board in the third. The Royals did the very same in the bottom half. Chopper stays. No, it'll go foul. So officially an E5 on the books. It'll be an error charge to Mark Nellis. Grill's still on the hill, throw over to first, and he's done that a few times tonight. Grill's really keeping an eye on the runner over at first. Panthers have been able to get a runner over there in each inning so far. That one's taken inside. Leadoff singles in the first and the second. A ground out in the third, but 4 straight singles by the Panthers right after that. The 1-2 misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on AJ. University of Charleston player. That's strike 3. Carosis goes down on K's, and there's 1 away here in the fourth. Strikeout number 4 for Evan Grills this evening. And that'll bring up Ryan Burnside. Grounded out to the first baseman to lead off the third. Burnside with his 3rd team in the IBL. Hamilton and Toronto were his 2 previous teams. Holds off. He pulled back. Looked like he was going to swing through, but that'll be ball 1. Justin Mara and Jordan Castaldo with homers. The Maple Leafs now with a 5-1 lead on the Bay Cats. And that'll go paint the inside edge for a strike. Burnside, while working the infield, has taken hacks in the outfield. Actually did some of his best work at a younger age as a catcher. Low 1-2. That one under the knees. Played for the Carleton Ravens. In 2019 was the OUA Catcher of the Year. The delivery, swing and a miss, and Burnside goes down. 5 strikeouts for Evan Grills. Grills has that finishing pitch going for him here tonight. And that'll bring up Nolan Misa. Singled and scored in the third. And he'll send that one right back into his teammates' area. Into the dugout. Misa, as mentioned before, a product of the Waterloo Warriors. The delivery, that one paints the outside for strike number 2. Misa from down the road in Markham will be 23 coming up on the 27th. The 0-2, and Grills was looking for that outside pitch to break in. Just didn't break in on the outside edge, so that'll be called a ball. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Evan Grills here tonight. The leadoff runner gets on board on an error, but 3 straight strikeouts by Evan Grills. We remain tied at 2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. Keon Masseni, Mark Nellis, and Ethan Hammond due up for the Royals here in the bottom of the 4th. We are tied at 2s. Yankiel Morris just has the 1K. He'll get his fair share of strikeouts. Don't get me wrong, he will get his strikeouts when they come. Had 40 strikeouts this past season with Sancti Spiritus in the Cuban National Series. Merge that with just 19 walks, so pretty stingy when it comes to that strikeout to ball ratio. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Masseni. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3 and strikeout number 2 for Yankiel. In his last start, took him a little bit to get going. There was that inning against the Royals where, more of a feeling out process, getting to know a new league, new players. Gave up 1 run off of 3 hits in that first inning in his debut. Dropper in the infield. Parsons over the first, in time. Mark that on your score sheets. It's a 5-3, 2 away here for Ethan Hammond. But just to dive into that first start for Morris, again for just a second, finished the game giving up 6 hits. After that first inning, had a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings, racked up a few strikeouts, finished with 5. That's going to go across for a strike. Gave up a pair of hits in the 4th of that game. The 0-1 missing well outside, so again, a guy that's just trying to figure out the talent in this league and see what the best approach is. He's a talented pitcher. That's why you pick up a guy like him. That one's going to miss on the outside. "28 years of age. Nearly a New Year's baby, actually. Skied into right center. It's got space, and it is going to drop right in front of the warning track. And a stand-up double for Ethan Hammond. Making hits in 6 straight ball games for Mr. Hammond. This time a double with 2 away. And that'll bring up Ashton Patterson. Walked in the last inning. Yankeel's pitch count starting to climb up a bit. Needed 30 pitches just to get out of the third. He was up to 61 coming into this inning. So the pitch count does jump a little bit. I would like to settle that one into more of where you'd want to see it, in those 12 to 15 pitches per inning kind of outings. 1 ball, no strikes here on Patterson. Watches that one go in. Well, he is up to 73 now. So 13 pitches in this inning here so far. And already has a pair of outs, so just needs to continue throwing strikes. If it turns into a ground ball, get your defense to bail you out, but he's got that strikeout power. Although, as mentioned before, not necessarily a guy that relies on those Ks. He'll have them down as long as he can get through some innings. 3 balls, 1 strike here on Patterson. The delivery, and that'll be ball 4, and Patterson will take a base. Andy Leader, the former Panther, now with 2 on board. And it looks like we're going to get a mound visit. And Yankiel Morris will check in and see how he is doing. And while we're at it, let's check in on the other game in the IBL, shall we? At last check, it was 5-1. It remains 5-1 for the Maple Leafs in the top of the 4th. We'll head to Alvarado in that ball game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Adam Kahn getting the start for Barrie. He's already been wiped out of that ball game. Brad Grieveson has come in for the Baycats. Those Cats will be in Kitchener on Sunday. 2 o'clock first pitch. That'll be the next home game for the Panthers. So we're getting back set here. Morris stays in, and that's going to go just at the knees, but misses for ball 1. Leader 1 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. So rather 0 for 2. My apologies. That'll go across for a strike. Six seasons wearing a Panthers uniform. Was part of that dominant unit that advanced to the IBL final a number of years before the pandemic. Those battles against the Baycats. Leader now facing 1 ball, 2 strikes. Morris will get the sign. Junior setting up a little bit more square, and that'll be fouled off. Leader signing with the Royals about a month and a half ago. He's been settled in here with the Royals organization. That one's delivered, and it'll just miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. His first game as a Guelph Royal, coming back on June 18th. So about a month and a half. Had a good start to his Royals career. Had a 3-game hitting streak, had a lull to deal with. There's a swing and a miss, and they'll complete the strikeout over to first. And we will get out of the inning. The 5th inning, upcoming. We are tied at 2 here at Hastings. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. It is Blake Jacklin to start things off here for the Kitchener Panthers as we enter the 5th inning. The delivery to the plate will get in a slow breaker for strike 1. Jacklin 2 for 2 tonight. Pair of singles. The 0-1. Breaks a little bit more to the outside. Tried to catch the edge near the end. Just couldn't get to it. Jacklin's been well on his approaches here tonight. The delivery to the plate, that one's going to go well wide of it. He's been getting good bat to ball, that's for sure. Just trying to find those gaps. A lot more of a gap here at Hastings than what he's used to at Jack Couch, as that one's going to miss again outside. Really just trying to take it away from that wheelhouse from Jacklin. Trying to make him stretch to go after that baseball, but Jacklin's just not biting. A 3-1, and that's going to catch the edge for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes here on Jackie Boy. Part of that big youth movement. That one's going to be put into the outfield. Right in front of J.D. Williams. And 3 singles on the evening for Blake Jacklin. He's been hitting well here tonight. He's been seeing that baseball right out of the hands of Evan Grills. And Blake will add to that average and bring up Jet Jarvis. Bunt down the line, foul. Jarvis was a strikeout victim back in the first, singled in the third, later came around to third and was later stranded. Grills gives the nod. Jarvis making no mistake about it. He was thinking bunt the whole way, but a throw over to first, not in time, as Jacklin is able to slide in. Jacklin's been a pest for Grills. Bunt drop down, remains in the infield. They're not going to get Jacklin, they'll get Jarvis. So that'll be a 2-3 put out on Jarvis. Jacklin advances to first, or to second. So it'll be a sacrifice hit. 2-3. To bring up Raul Gonzalez, who has a hit here in this game, stretching his hitting streak to 10 games. And that'll just miss on the outside. At batting practice earlier on today, one thing that I did notice with Gonzalez in his approach is, seems like a guy that can really pull the baseball. And when he really pulls the baseball, he really pulls it. That'll go inside, but really was working on his ability to try and send the ball the other way. A lot of baseballs angled toward right field at BP. So really just trying to, as Gonzalez is going to call for time here, really just trying to work on being able to put the baseball anywhere on the diamond. And Gonzalez is going to be awarded first. So it'll be an intentional walk here for Gonzalez. Had to make them think about it there for a second. Gonzalez already up 2-0 in the count. And they just decide to put him on board here for Nick Parsons. So runners now on first and second. And that'll go into the dirt. So with first base open, I think that's just a play where you're into the heart of the order of the Panthers, and you don't have really an opportunity there to try and get that double play, that traditional double play, I should say. So with Jacklin on second, you just decide, you know what, put Gonzalez on first and see if you can get Parsons to ground out into the infield and try to get two here. Parsons 1 for 2. Strikeout victim in the third. Now it's in for a strike. Parsons tried to sell that one as a strike. Shaking his head. He's done that a couple of times here tonight where he's really sticking the backside out, trying to get away from the baseball. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Parsons can't believe it.
Left fielder number 38, Simon Greenberg.
Says a quick something to the home plate umpire, and he will just trot off. 7 Ks for Evan Grills, and Simon Greenberg will step in. He's gotten a few of them swinging tonight. Greenberg 1 for 2 with a single. Check over to second. And that will be fouled back. Greenberg coming back from school, as talked about before with the Kaiser Seahawks. Teammates with Kenny DiClemente. And that'll go across for a strike. Kenny also played for Kaiser this past spring. Was a signee of the Hamilton Cardinals before he was released and signed back with Kitchener, where he spent a couple of seasons. The 0-2 holds off on the swing, and that's going to get by, and that'll allow both runners to advance. A wild pitch. Jacqueline now moving to third. Gonzalez over to second. Grills getting a bit wild on a few of his pitches here tonight. The 1-2 protected there by Torres. Just trying to keep control of that baseball. It's been moving quite a bit. And it's a hard thing to do, too. Again, you have a guy like Grills who hasn't been in the lineup in the last couple of weeks, a recent acquisition in Franklin Torres, trying to get on the same page. The 2-2, and that's strike three. Grinberg goes down looking, and Grills be frying up a juicy filet. 8 strikeouts on the evening. We go to break. Bottom 5 upcoming 2-all here at Hastings. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. That'll go up and in on J.D. Williams. Danny Garcia in on the mound for the Panthers. That one's well inside. It's a 2-0 count here on J.D. Williams hit a double back in the first. That'll be fouled off. So Yankiel Morris does come out of the ball game. 82 pitches needed to get through, and that's going to evade JD. It gets well away from him. So it's 3 balls, 1 strike here on Williams. The delivery just missing on the outside, and J.D. Williams will take a walk.
Right catcher, number 44, Franklin Torres.
And that'll bring up Franklin Torres. Morris gets through 4 innings. So getting ever closer to qualifying for the playoffs. Remember, you do need both of 5 appearances and 10 innings. So 2 appearances gone, 9 innings in the books. And that'll go for ball 1. And it could be just as easy as saying, oh, let's get 5 innings in a start and just have 4 relief appearances with an inning each. That's ensuring everything goes well for you. That'll be skied high and in the foul territory. So for the Panthers there, what they do is they get Morris to just 1 inning away from that half of the qualification. Now you can just throw him in for at least an inning. Maybe even get 3 batters in 1. Two balls, 1 strike here on Torres. 0 for 1. Grounded out in the first, walked and scored in the third. That one's well inside. Danny, the former Royal. Junior will set up outside. That one's going to get by Ibarra, and over to second base goes Williams. Not thinking about third. A wild pitch charged to Garcia.
The second baseman, number 4, Garrett Takamatsu.
And here comes Garrett Takamatsu, and there's going to be a conversation on the mound here. Ibarra, Garcia, and Chris Walters. Not going to charge a mound visit to the Panthers on that one, as Ibarra and his battery mate just try to get all their communication across, how they want to approach Takamatsu in this one. So a pair of walks to lead things off here in the 5th for the Royals, as Takamatsu will foul that one off. Garcia gets the sign. The delivery to the plate protected there by Ibarra. The former Royal making his first appearance since the last time the Panthers were here in Guelph. That came in a start. It was his first start of the season. That one skied high, deep to left field, all the way back, and it is gone. The Tack Attack is on. A 3-run blast by Garrett Takamatsu. 5-2 Royals. As Garrett launches that one into the good night. Takamatsu's 4th home run of the season. It's a big one to try to break this game open. While it remains close, the pitching has been on point here tonight. Swing and a miss by Garten for strike one. The pitching has been on point tonight. That's one big error by the Panthers bullpen right there, as they left one up for Tack. Swing and a miss. Well, I think it might have fouled it off of his foot. Garten trying to get replanted there. 26th career IBL home run for Garrett. Hit 12 dingers back in 2021. Now keep in mind when it comes to dingers, he had Christy Pitts to play in for the majority of his career. A very hitter-friendly ballpark. Not so much here, but was friendly to him that time. Swing and a miss for strike three.
The shortstop, number 16, Keon Mazzini.
So those first walks issued by Garcia come around to score on that Takamatsu homer. And again, that's one of those things where you just can't get base runners on board. They could come back to bite you. That'll miss well outside. Kitchener has now given up a league worst 56 home runs this year. Bit of a half swing there. Gonna say he went around for a strike. Of those 56 home runs, 22 of them now have come with runners in scoring position. 32 of them have come with just runners on base in general. So a lot of multi-run homers amid those dingers coming against the Panthers this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Keon Mazzini. Misses well outside. Hit into a double play back in the second. Struck out in the 4th. The delivery grounded right to Carosis. Over to first in time. They'll get the out, 2 away.
Number 9, Mark Nellis.
Garcia trying to settle in here after giving up that home run. He's retired the next 2 batters. Would love to be able to just get out of this inning with no more damage done on the scoreboard. The delivery to the plate going to go across for strike 1. Nellis was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Grounded out in the 4th. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Nellis in his 22nd game of the year, swing and a miss for strike 3. So after the home run from Takamatsu, 3 outs straight recorded by Danny Garcia. But that big blast from Tack makes it 5-2 Royals as we go to break. To the 6th we go from Hastings. We'll have the camera first on the kiddies running the bases. We'll be back after this on your official home of the Guelph Royals, Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Junior Ibarra will step into the batter's box here for Kitchener. Have some work to do with the Royals up 5-2 here in the 6th. We are under the lights. We are live here at Hastings Stadium. A good packed crowd. And that's going to be put into right center. Coming over is J.D. Williams. He'll make the catch. So an F8 to retire Junior.
Second baseman, number 9, A.J. Carosis.
Grills has been great here in this game. Steady diet of strikes that have gone for some key outs in this game. 8 strikeouts on the night. And that's pitch number 87 on the evening. Great performance by the Grill Master. That one misses well outside. 2 balls, no strikes here on Carosis. He has struck out twice to Grills tonight. Chopper remaining in the infield. Takamatsu, throw over to first in time. Good job on the run by Tak to get it over to Garten.
Designated hitter, number 17, Ryan Burnside.
So a quick pair of outs for Grills, and that'll bring up Burnside. Exactly what the doctor ordered if you want him to go deeper into this game. Just get some quick outs, keep that pitch count down. For the Panthers, though, you need to start working those pitch counts, foul off a few. Burnside's going to call for time here. It's 0 for 2 on the evening with a strikeout. The job here is simple. Put it in play, get some offense going, or at the very least, try to get that pitch count up. That's going to stay fair. Over to first in time. Burnside slides in, but Garten gets the force out. A quick inning for the Royals. We are through 6 for Grills. To the bottom of the 6th we go. It is Guelph 5, Kitchener 2. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV.
Hardline drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Ref 1X by Rollins.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Danny Garcia still on the mound here for the Panthers. Second pitcher into the game, Yankiel Morris, going 4 innings to start things off. Might see him more in a closing role as things go into the final couple of weeks of this season. The delivery more to the outside rather, but catches the inside part of the black for strike one. Hammond doubled his last time up. And he'll foul that one off. Guelph, busy weekend upcoming, hosting Hamilton on Saturday. And that'll just miss on the outside edge. Into Chatham-Kent to face the Barnstormers on Sunday afternoon. Welland comes to town next Tuesday. The 1-2, skied high, deep into the night in left field, playable. And Simon Grinberg drops it. May have lost it in the lights. But Ethan Hammond will get on board. A critical error by the Panthers. It looked like Grinberg was camped underneath it. He got into the right spot. He's going to be charged with the error. But that is a baseball you just cannot drop at this juncture of the ball game. Trying to bunt that down the line was Patterson, but it's going to go in and out of the glove. It is strike one. The delivery, chopper down the line, foul. Garcia, as mentioned before, his first appearance since he started against the Royals a few nights ago. A 3.37 ERA with the Panthers in his 10th appearance overall. The 0-2 missing outside. 25 strikeouts to 8 walks does Garcia have. Appeared in 3 games with the Royals this year. The delivery well outside. 2-2 count here on Patterson. Doesn't have an at-bat on his record here tonight. Has appeared at the dish twice. Has walked twice. And no appeal. They're going to count that as ball 3. As it looked like Patterson was almost around, but was able to hold off just enough to be able to sell that one as a ball. Garcia with the sign here. The delivery, and that's across for strike 3. One away here in the 6th.
The right fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
And that'll bring up Andy Leader. 0 for 3 on the night. Starting to get a bit roughed up when it comes to the average. Last night struck out 3 different times against the Barnstormers. That one's going to miss underneath. Barnstormers were operating with more of a bullpen kind of evening. Went 5 pitchers in that one. In the infield. Parsons over to second, over to first, and not in time. Leader with a lot of running room past the bag after, before that ball gets over. Just a ton of speed by Andy Leader coming down that line. So the retire Hammond on the 5-4 putout. But later will reach on the fielder's choice. His second time reaching on a fielder's choice tonight. Leader's going to go. Throw over to second, and the tag is applied, but it comes out of the glove. So Leader will get a stolen base. Perfect 6 for 6 on stolen bags this year is Andy Leader. And Garcia steps off to make sure Leader retreats. These two traded for one another back in mid-June. Jorge De La Cruz Paez also going to Kitchener in that deal. JD holds off. 6th inning in the other game on the evening. Ryan Rio with a solo shot. 5-2 as the Maple Leafs lead the Barry Bay Cats at Christie Pitts. 2 balls, no strikes here on Williams. Skied high. Playable here. Carosis will get underneath and he'll make the catch, and that'll do it. Will strand the runner as Ibera and Leader have a chuckle and an embrace there at home plate. The former teammates. Always a good time with those two, that's for sure. It's 5-2 Royals as we head to the 7th. Indeed we will. Grills comes back onto the hill for the Royals. We'll be back after this. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. To the 7th we go here at Hastings. The Guelph Royals with a 5-2 lead on the Kitchener Panthers. Final meeting of the regular season between these two teams. Guelph has won 4 of 5 over their Highway 7 rivals this year. That one misses inside for ball 1 on Nolan Misa. Misa 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. Grills remains out there. That's strike 1 looking. Needed just 7 pitches to get out of the 6th. A very stingy inning. Allen misses downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here for Misa. And boy, would Grills love another low pitch inning as that goes in for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The delivery, and that goes on the inside of the bat, but it goes foul. In behind the first baseman. Grills delivers to the dish. Misses outside. Full count. See if Grills will look to challenge here. Just right down the dish. Swing and a miss. He got him. Grills be cooking with oil here on a Wednesday night. Strikeout number 9 on the evening. Grills is looking glorious for Guelph. But his Achilles heel in this game has been Blake Jacklin. 3 for 3 on the night. That one misses outside. Jacklin, in all 3 of his plate appearances, has singled and made it around to at least third. He came around to score in the third. The delivery, that'll be fouled off. At batting average, for Jacklin, rising up the ranks a little bit. Now at 346, that one's fouled off. Started the night with a 320 average, so it has gone up a few points with the night that he has had. Spencer Ross has missed the last couple of games. He's at a 338 average. That one sent up high, deep to center field, and that'll be caught by J.D. Williams. Jacklin retired on the F8s.
Right fielder number 23, Jarvis.
He got a lot of that baseball, but unlike the other 3 at-bats, that one there, he got a little bit more underneath the baseball, put it up too much into the air, hung it up high, and it went right to the center fielder. That one, similar location, and that's going to drop in front of Williams. A base hit for Jet Jarvis with 2 away.
The shortstop, number 85, Raul Gonzalez.
And here comes Raul Gonzalez. Now with a runner on board. Gonzalez looking to show off a bit of power here. He's been doing all right. Was intentionally walked in the last plate appearance. That came in the 5th. That one's delivered outside for a ball. Delivery to the plate, swing and a miss. 105 pitches for Evan Grills. Apologize, 106, looking for 107 here. The delivery, and that's going to paint the inside for a strike. Gonzalez shakes it off. Gets back in there. More to the outside. That one's lined down the line. Foul. If anything, you look at the strike zone for Chris Walters here tonight. That inside edge has been called 9 times out of 10. Notably on the man in the on-deck circle, Nick Parsons. That one misses at the knees. So if anything, Walters has been consistent, definitely, when it comes to that strike zone. He's done a phenomenal job in behind the dish here tonight. The 2-2 sent into left field. Back, and on the run, on the back pedal is Ashton Patterson. And F7 sends us to stretch time here at Hastings. The Guelph Royals 5, the Kitchener Panthers 2. We'll go to break. We'll be back after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. To the bottom of the 7th we go here at Hastings Stadium. The Guelph Royals leading their Highway 7 rival, the Kitchener Panthers, 5-2. Both teams scoring a pair of runs in the third. The Royals, the big difference in this one coming in the 5th. 3 runs off of one swing of the bat, courtesy of a home run from Garrett Takamatsu. Chopper down the line, foul. Now the big story coming out of today is, of course, was posted by the Kitchener Panthers earlier on today, looking for the new ownership group. You can read the full statement on the social media channels, as that's going to hit the back of Torres. So Franklin will take a base.
The second baseman, number 4, Garrett.
Still 0 for 1 in this game. Has walked twice and has now been hit by a pitch. Hit into a 6-3 ground out back in the first. So again, just to go back to what I was just saying before, the Panthers looking to have an ownership group or an owner in place by around Christmas time. Cosmo Sports and Entertainment is doing all the facilitating as the third party. Check out that full statement on the Panthers social media channels to learn a little bit more of why they're going this route and how you could be a potential owner. How would you like to own a baseball team? I don't know if my bank account and my accountants would like me a little bit too much, that's for sure. No balls, 2 strikes here on Garrett. Hit that 3-run shot to left field his last time up. The delivery off the end of the bat, inside the hands rather. It gets over Corosis, and that's a base hit. So there's that power again. Garrett is a triple away from the cycle. A double, a home run, now a single, and this will bring up Josh Garton. And that's that power being on display there for Garrett. Pitch goes in on the hands. Away from the barrel of the bat, but still had enough power to power it over the second baseman. And Garcia is going to step off here. Panthers on a road trip the next couple of games. Being Welland tomorrow night, in Brantford on Saturday before welcoming Barrie on Sunday. Delivery to the dish, just on the outside. Trying to get that rain out makeup game against the Brantford Red Sox at home next Tuesday. They've already had to reschedule that game twice because of weather. A 1-0, swing and a miss by Garton. Evens the count at 1-1. Has singled, but otherwise not too great of an evening for Mr. Garton. He struck out twice, both of them swinging. That one's going to get the outside edge. Scores 5-2 Royals. Runners here on first and second with nobody away. That one's going to be laced into right field. Garton with a single. Bases are loaded. Quickly, that ball comes back into the infield. And now, Keon Masseni will come up with all 3 bases occupied. looking to add to the Royals' lead. Masseni, though, 0 for 3 on the evening. Royals hitting .276 with the bases loaded this season. The delivery, and that just missing at the knees. 3 grand slams on the year for the Royals as a unit. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Had that 2 slam outing against the Baycats a couple weeks ago here at home. LaRue and Leader both hit one out of the ballpark. Ibarra keeps it in front of him. Masseni, that average a little bit lower, but into his 15th game of the season. The 2-1. Chopper, that's going to get over the glove of Misa. 1 run will come in to score. They're going to try to throw over to third, and that's going to be blocked by Parsons. 2 runs come in to score, make it 7-2 Royals. A 2-run single for Keon Masseni. And that'll bring up Mark Nellis. Garton advances to third. Garcia running into a bit of trouble here in the 7th inning. Some big at-bats. Runners on the corners with nobody out. That one's launched up high. Playable in left field. And coming over to make the catch. No, he doesn't make the grab. 1 run will come in to score. Runners now on first and second. That's another dropped ball by Simon Grinberg. He has been having a heck of a time out in left field tonight. And that drop ball will cost the Panthers potentially a run. It was deep enough where Garton may have made a play to home anyway. And now a mound visit. Jordan Carthy taking up managerial duties here tonight. No Rick Boone. A big inning here for the Royals. And it'll bring up Ethan Hammond. An error will be charged to Grinberg for Nellis to get on board. The delivery to the dish for strike 1, painting the outside. Masseni on second, Nellis on first. To the dish it goes. Similar location there from Garcia, but he just missed on the outside that time. 8-2 Guelph. They have really broken things open here in the 7th. That one's put foul. Some key errors by the Panthers. Two of them by Grinberg on some dropped balls out there in left field. Notably, the previous one came off the bat of Ethan Hammond to lead off the last inning. Chopper in the infield, and that's going to get by Raul Gonzalez. Into home, run into second, and he's going to stay safe. Masseni will come around to score to make it 9-2.
Left fielder, number 50, Ashton Patterson.
The Royals are cooking now. 4 runs in this inning. Nellis advancing to second base. And it'll bring up Ashton Patterson. 0 for 1 on the night. Swing and a miss. Out of town scoreboard, Barrie has rallied. It is 5-5, Toronto and Barrie in the 7th. The delivery to the dish. Misses on the outside there. What a game that's turned into. What developments we've had here, folks. Check over to second base. The delivery. It's well outside. Evan Grills needed 18 pitches to get out of the 7th inning. He's up to 110. Does he come out for the 8th? We'll have to see. The delivery upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike here on Patterson. He's been really waiting out these pitches and has been really patient at the plate tonight, hence the 2 walks. And make it 3 free passes for Patterson here tonight. Walk that way, young man. The bases are loaded for Andy Leader, the 8th batter of the inning. And I think this might be it for Danny. The ball will be taken out of his hands. We'll have a new pitcher into the ball game when we come back. Stay with us. It's 9-2 Guelph here in the bottom of the 7th. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Danny Garcia out. Brady Schnarr comes into the game here for the Kitchener Panthers. Trying to get out of a bases-loaded jam. Nobody out here for the Guelph Royals. They've already scored 4. And that one paints the outside for strike number 1. Schnarr into his 7th appearance of the season. His last one came on Sunday. Gathered the save in that victory over the Welland Jackfish. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Schnarr's former teammate, Andy Leader. It's 0 for 4. Has reached on a fielder's choice twice. And that'll be in on the hands and sent foul. Update at Christie Pitts. Marcus Connect with a 3-run blast to make it 8-5 Toronto in the bottom of the 7th. So those two teams have been going back and forth. Some two heavy hitting teams when they get going. The 1-2. This is going to be a fair ball. Leader will get on with a single. He's going to stay at first. An RBI single at that. And the Royals have entered double digits.
Now, Royal City, for your center fielder, number 8, J.D. Williams.
And the bases remain juiced for J.D. The 9th batter of this inning. Franklin Torres was hit by a pitch. Single, single, single. Error on the left fielder. Single, walk, single. Doesn't always have to be the one towering over the fence and into Exhibition Park. Just a momentum type of inning for the Guelph Royals here, and they're looking for more. The delivery protection there from Junior Ibarra to keep it in front of him. Schnarr's ERA a bit inflated at a 13.50 clip. It's gone 6 2/3 coming into tonight. Struck out 9, walked 3. Now and missing inside. But it's been a couple of particular games that have really gotten that ERA up there, particularly in Chatham-Kent, where he gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. And then against Welland, had a rough outing. There's a strike. It was back-to-back starts, back-to-back outings, I should say. June 16th and June 24th in Welland gave up 5 off of 5. That one's going to be sent out of play. But otherwise has settled in, hasn't given up an earned run in 3 straight appearances. The delivery downstairs, and that's a bases-loaded walk. A run comes in to score to make it 11-2. And the Royals have officially bat around the inning.
The catcher, number 44, Franklin Torres.
The always exciting bases-loaded walk allows Hammond to come in to score, and this will bring up Franklin Torres. Williams on first, Leader on second. Patterson is over at third. To the dish it goes upstairs. Patterson, the last one on base, the responsibility of Danny Garcia. That one misses down. Schnarr responsible for Leader and Williams here in this inning. And there's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Torres. 0 for 1, a pair of walks and a hit by pitch to lead off this inning. The delivery, chopper, grabbed there by Gonzalez, gets it on the hop, over to second, over to first, and that's skied in to the seats and out of play. A pair of bases awarded. Torres will trot on over to third. A pair of runs come in to score. Apologies. JD is over at third. Now, JD was retired. It's 13-2, folks. A whole lot was happening there. So Torres is awarded second on the throwing error by Gonzalez because he got a whole lot of air underneath it. Delivery to the plate downstairs. So Torres is on second, just the one runner on base right now. A 13-2 ball game. A big 7th inning, and it's going to continue here for the Royals. Runners on the corners. A base hit for Takamatsu. A pair of singles, a home run, and a double. Takamatsu, 4 for 5 tonight. And we'll get another mound visit here to see if Schnarr still has it. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. It's turned into a bit of a blowout here in Guelph. The Panthers on the wrong end of it. The Royals, not 8 runs here in the 7th. Sending their 12th batter to the plate this inning. And Ryan Burnside, the DH, will come in to pitch for Kitchener. Skied high and out of play by Garten. Well, we talked about it before where Burnside is kind of a utility guy where you can go in as a DH, he can be a guy that's behind the plate, work the infield, work the outfield. He has pitched before. So this isn't exactly out of the ordinary. The 0-1 into foul territory. For Burnside, has made one other appearance this year. Now conversation's going to be happening here. As it looks like Garton doesn't look too comfortable out there. Having a word here with the trainer. Can see him putting his arm to his side. Looks like he's going to stay in here. Try to take some hacks. If you recall, there was a game against the Panthers a few nights ago where Garton exited the game quite early. He was the DH on the 1st of August. It was a game here in Guelph, as there's strike 3 called on Garton. Didn't even attempt to swing at that one. Just going to complete the strikeout. And I think that's just more of a, hey, it's a 13-2 game, and I'm not feeling 100% right now. So Garton will go down on strikes. Might see a defensive substitution in the next inning for the Royals. The way the score is, you might see a few subs as that one's put out of play. Keon Masseni hit a single his last time up. It has been a heck of an inning for the Royals. Again, if you're just joining us, it was 5-2 for Guelph coming into this inning. That one's going to paint the outside for a strike. It has gone from 5-2 to 13-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A pair of Ks for Ryan Burnside, and mercifully for the Panthers, the inning comes to a close. We head to the 8th. The Royals with a 13-2 lead on the Kitchener Panthers. We'll be back after this. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. The Royals laying a royal beating on the Kitchener Panthers here on a Wednesday night. Call it to the bullpen, brought to you by Lucky Belly Food. Drew Durst will take over for Evan Grills, who had a solid outing on the mound for Guelph. Nick Parsons, the batter, swing and a miss for strike one. Parsons, a pair of strikeouts on the evening. Singled in the second. Delivery to the plate. Broken bat is going to be fouled off. It went in on the hands. Parsons swung through. And that twig snapped in half. Some kindling, and Parsons will have to retrieve a new bat. Evan Grills finishes the game, going 7 innings, giving up 2 runs off of 9 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 9. A big outing for the big former pro. Now the big 6'7" Texan stands on the hill here for Guelph to try to close things out. That one into the dirt. It is the 8th inning, so Durst, if he finishes this game unscathed, wouldn't be tagged with a save. Keep in mind, doesn't matter what the score is. If you come in for a three inning appearance and finish off the contest on the winning end, you do get tagged with the save. Two balls, 2 strikes here on Parsons. The deal and fouled off. Extends the at-bat for Parsons. Well, the Kitchener Panthers, as mentioned, they will be in Welland tomorrow night at 7:20. Welland's got those odd start times, 7:20, not 7:30. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Parsons will go down on K's for the 3rd time, his 2nd time swinging. And that'll bring up Simon Grinberg, his 4th plate appearance of the night. Well, now we got a new batter in here. Looks like that is Spencer Voisin.
Pitching for Kitchener, Spencer Voisin.
So Voisin will take over for Grinberg. Grinberg had a rough outing here tonight, a pair of errors in left field. On defense, that'll just be likely a straight swap because Voisin is an outfielder by trade. Delivery to the plate for a strike. Voisin comes into this game hitting .226 on the season. The 0-1 misses outside. Another member of those Waterloo Warriors in the OUA. Former Brantford Red Sox. The 1-1, just missing downstairs. Voisin has been a stout outfielder for the Panthers, coming in when called upon. The 2-1 misses upstairs. You've had those usual outfielders in Jacklin and Jarvis. They have been cemented into center and right field. It's going to be curious to see who plays out in the outfield When it gets to playoff time, that one misses, and Voisin will take a base. You know, Voisin's going to be looking to make a great impact in the tail end of this year. First of all, the Panthers have to get there. One team will not make the playoffs. And those two matchups against the Brantford Red Sox coming up on Saturday and Tuesday, well, it's more and more looking like that those two games are going to be pretty much the nail in the coffin on who stays and who goes. Strike one to Junior Ibarra. Kitchener is a game and a half up on Brantford. Chopper through the infield, and that's a base hit. Voisin circles around second. He'll get over to third, and it's a one-out single for Junior Ibarra. His first hit of the game. A bit of life for the visitors. As A.J. Carosis will come up to bat. Drew Durst making just his second appearance on the mound since being acquired near the deadline. To the dish it goes, swing and a miss. Durst's only other appearance came on the third in that 5-2 win over Kitchener here at home. Went 3 innings in that one and got the save, struck out 5. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Carosis 0 for 3 tonight. Pair of strikeouts. And that'll be fouled off. For the Guelph Royals, their schedule coming up. 21-13 on the season, looking to go 22-13 if this score holds up. It looks like it might. Although we have seen crazier things in the IBL, that's for sure. Hosting Hamilton on Saturday. The delivery upstairs. Hosting Hamilton on Saturday, into Chatham-Kent on Sunday, into Welland on Tuesday, and then a trio of games back-to-back-to-back against the London Majors. A battle of the two teams that are currently deadlocked in third place in the standings. The 1-2 curved outside. Evens the count at 2-2. So we take a look quickly at the standings. The Barrie Baycats at 24-11. They are 2.5 up on both London and Guelph. 3-2 count now. The scoreline still reads 8-5 Toronto over the Baycats. Oh no, the Baycats have come back. They have scored 3 runs. It is 8-8 in the top of the 8th in Toronto. The 3-2 upstairs, and Carosis will take a base. Loading them up for Ryan Burnside.
The pitcher, number 17, Ryan Burnside.
So after a strikeout, Durst has the next 3 come on board, and here comes Dino. Trying to settle down his big right-handed pitcher. Now, as much as we talked about Brantford and Kitchener, those two matchups in the next couple of days being crucial to where they stand to even get into the playoffs in the first place. That 3-game set for Guelph and London will go a long way in determining, we'll even say it, the top 4. Welland is just a game and a half up on Barrie. The Jackfish schedule, you could say, looks a little bit easier. They don't play anybody else in the top 4 the rest of the season. The delivery, and that'll be skied high and put into foul territory. Burnside, the DH, 0 for 3. And another one is going to be fouled off. And my apologies, Welland and Guelph do play one more time this year. So minus that Guelph-Welland matchup next Tuesday, every other game for the Jackfish is against the bottom half of the standings. So they have a bit of an easier road, if you will, to the pennant than others. Although, as mentioned before, Kitchener beating Welland on Sunday. The 1-2 fouled off by Burnside. By virtue of that win, just goes to show anybody can win in this league in any given time. For Welland, 3 games at home, 3 games on the road. Still a lot to be decided in that top 4. How does Barry end up doing? Chopper in the infield. Grabbed there by Takamatsu. They'll get the one, but not the other. And a run comes in to score. Third run of the ball game for Kitchener. Trying to climb a little bit closer, but what a grab there by Garrett over at second base as they retire Carosis. They'll bring up Nolan Misa. The runner's going to go, call that defensive indifference. Burnside advanced on the fielder's choice to first. Gets on over to second now. Runners on second and third. And that paints the outside for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Junior is over at third. Burnside now on second. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Now to the final strike here in the 8th. Durst looking to wrap it up. Swing and a miss. He got him. Durst fans a pair, but a run comes in to score. It is a 10-run game. The Guelph Royals leading the Kitchener Panthers 13-3. We'll be back after this. Bottom of the 8th upcoming here from Hastings. Mark Dellis now stepping into the batter's box as we welcome you back inside Hastings Stadium for Guelph Royals TV. The crowd is, for the most part, dissipated here at Hastings Stadium in what has been a blowout. It was a close game until it wasn't. Speaking of close games, Barrie and Toronto going back and forth. They're now 9-9 late in that one. That one goes upstairs. Ryan Burnside, the pitcher here for Kitchener. Started as the DH. Nellis. 2 balls, 1 strike. Has reached twice in this game. One on a hit by pitch, one on an error. Swing and a miss for a strike. Bottom of the order due up here for the Royals. That one's going to be fouled off. It was a 5-2 game. The Royals and Panthers trading a pair of runs in the third. Garrett Takamatsu 3-run home run a couple innings later made it 5-2. There's a strikeout. One away here in the 8th. It was 5-2 for the most part.
Number 24, Justice McGee.
Until the 7th inning, an unlucky 13 to the dish. And Justice McGee will pinch hit here for Ethan Hammond. That one paints the outside edge. Justice McGee recently signing with the Royals just ahead of the deadline. That one downstairs. And at this stage of the ball game, it's just making sure everybody gets in their at-bats. A 1-1. Swing, and he got a piece of it. An opportunity here for McGee, again, just to get some hacks in. It's really what this is about at a 13-3 game. And there's strike 3. Pair of Ks here for Ryan Burnside.
Left fielder number 50, Ashton Patterson.
And here comes Ashton Patterson. And you know what? Swifties might disagree that 13 is an unlucky number, but it is what it is. No balls, 1 strike here on Patterson. Chopper in the infield. Grabbed there by Carosis. Over to first and in time. A 1-2-3 inning. The last one retired on a 4-3. But get out of it. It was actually Jordan Carthy over substituting at second base. I should add that in there. So Jordan Carthy comes into the game for A.J. Carosis. It is a 13-3 game as we go to break. Stay with us. Top of the 9th, upcoming next. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Blake Jacklin steps into the batter's box here in the top of the ninth. Royals just looking to finish this one off with Drew Durst remaining on the hill here for the Guelph Royals. The delivery to the dish, in for a strike. Doesn't look to be any defensive substitutions to note. The only pinch hitter in that last inning was Justice McGee, subbed in for Ethan Hammond, who was the DH. Swing and a miss. Strike two here on Jacklin. 3 singles and a fly out to center field. Durst will get set. The delivery. And that's strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. 1 away here in the ninth. If you're just joining us, a pair of runs for each team in the third made it 2-2. Was 5-2 Guelph after the 5th inning, thanks to a home run from Garrett Takamatsu. His 3-run shot into left field gave the Royals the lead that they have not relinquished, and they have piled it on with 8 more runs on top of that. All of them coming in the 7th. Jarvis, the batter, upstairs. Jarvis with a pair of singles. Had a sac bunt in the 5th. Chopper in the infield. Grab there. Over to first. In time. And I should add that looks to be Keon Maseni working second base. Garrett Takamatsu is now over at short. So it looks like the second baseman and the shortstop have switched spots. To the dish, painting the outside for strike 1, Jordan Carthy. Taking over here for Raul Gonzalez. That one's knocked down the line, just foul though. So yes, the infield otherwise is the same. Mark Nellis is still over at third. To the plate. Knocked in the infield, and that's going to go rolling foul. Guelph a strike away from closing this one out. Durst. The delivery. And for strike 3, and that's the ball game. It was close until it wasn't. The Guelph Royals back in the win column. They take out Kitchener by a final score of 13-3. Well, the Royals, they'll improve to 22-13 on the year. 7 games remaining. Still a lot to be decided. Of those 7 games, 3 of them against the London Majors. For the Kitchener Panthers, they will fall to 11-24 on the year. They have now lost 9 of their last 10 ball games. And they continue to fight for playoff positioning and even just a spot in the dance. They want their dance card, but the Brantford Red Sox will not make it easy on them. Just a full game separating those 2 teams with the final couple of weeks upcoming. 2 key matchups head-to-head between those 2 squads upcoming this week That'll go a long way in deciding what's going to be happening. Garrett Takamatsu with a 3-run home run in the 5th, but the story of this game is definitely going to be that 7th inning. 13 batters come up to the plate, 8 runs come in to score, and a close game turned into a blowout in just a matter of about half an hour. A great start for Evan Grills as he came in and really did a wonderful job with 7 innings of work. He is going to get the victory here. Gave up 2 runs off of 9 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 9 in the game. Yankiel Morris, he started the game for the Kitchener Panthers, his 2nd career IBL start, as he looks to get his innings in to actually qualify for the postseason. He gets up to 9 innings now as he goes 4 innings in this one, gives up 2 runs off of 4 hits, walking and striking out 3. But alas, the blowout is now a final. It is a 13-3 victory. The Guelph Royals defeat the Kitchener Panthers here on a Wednesday night. The Guelph Royals will host Hamilton on Saturday night at 7:30. Kitchener goes into Welland tomorrow night. But that's it from Hastings Stadium. My name is Mark Perry saying so long, and we will see you back here on Saturday night against the Hamilton Cardinals.